Now, when we get to the hand, I think it becomes much easier because a lot of the bones are really just numbered. Um, you've got the carpals, which are your wrist bones. There's 8 of them. You've got your metacarpals, which are your hand bones. And then you got the phalanges, which are fingers and toes. So carpals, wrist bones, metacarpals, hand bones, and then the phalanges are your fingers and toes. We'll start with the carpals. You're looking at a dorsal view of the right hand. And the best way for me to learn this, or I think that helps students, is think of these 4 bones on the bottom. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. There's the pisiform. You can't see that really from a dorsal view, so this is the pisiform. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard to see, but maybe that's a little bit better. And then you have 4 on top. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 8 carpals. There's a little mnemonic saying, Sally left the party. There's pisiform. To take Kathy home. Scaphoid, lunate, triquetrum, pisiform. Going back to the thumb on the upper row, you have trapezium, which the way I remember that is kind of rhymes with thumb. So trapezium. Trapezoid has a D for index finger. Capitate, your middle finger, and I always think, you stick your middle finger up someone, you decapitate their finger. Capitate. Then the hamate. If you flip this over, it has a hook. So there's your 8 carpals. So again, starting with the thumb, bottom row, scaphoid, lunate, triquetrum. There's your pisiform. Go back to the thumb top row, trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, hamate. Sally left the party to take Kathy home. And just what I would do is just over and over, just go over that for several minutes. But make sure you also look at it from a anterior view. Scaphoid, lunate. There's your triquetrum. There's your pisiform. Go back to the thumb. Trapezium, trapezoid. A little hard to see right there. Capitate, hamate. Sally left the party to take Kathy home. Scaphoid, lunate, triquetrum, pisiform. Trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, hamate. Sometimes I like to put this one on there, and people really get confused, but it's really not that bad if you know where to start. Find the thumb. So here's my scaphoid, lunate. Scaphoid, lunate, triquetrum. There's the pisiform. Go back to the thumb. There's the saddle joint. Trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, hamate. There's the hook. This is actually a left hand. So once you get the carpals down, the metacarpals are easy. They're just numbered using Roman numerals. Starting with the thumb, this is metacarpal number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The phalanges are also, I think, pretty simple to learn. They're also numbered 1 through 5. So this would be your first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Digit, if you want to fingers, toes, digits. So that would be your first, second, third, fourth, fifth digit. Now your phalanges, the individual bones. Phalanx is singular, phalanges plural. So you've got a distal and a proximal. A lot of people get confused and they'll call that the proximal phalanx, but the thumb only has 2 phalanges. Pollex is the term for thumb, but it only has 2 phalanges. It only has a distal and a proximal. When we look at the other 4, you have a distal, middle, proximal, distal, middle, proximal, distal, middle, proximal. distal, middle, proximal. So this would be the proximal phalanx of the 5th digit, middle phalanx of the 4th digit. This would be the distal phalanx of the 3rd digit. So at this point, it gets a little redundant. Roman numerals for the metacarpals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Digits are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the individual phalanges, you get distal, middle, proximal. Distal, middle, proximal. Distal, middle, proximal. The hand.